It is about the law and people. That is not a legal defense, let me tell you. And how people can resolve and better themselves.
Justice with passion.
I knew I was going to go into law because I always defended everybody. I was always the one who found the solution and tried to resolve the problem by having people talk to each other.
Justice with truth.
So I'm giving you one more chance to tell me the truth.
This is Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Sherry Bell is suing her neighbor, Patrick Curry, in the amount of $995. She says the defendant's son knocked out her tooth while playing hockey in the rec room. Mr. Curry claims he agreed to take the plaintiff to his dentist and pay for the work, but she refused his offer.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Cristina Perez presiding. Please be seated. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Bernard. Ms. Bell, Mr. Curry, I understand you are neighbors in the same condo complex.
Correct.
Is that true? And these are two very important witnesses today?
Yes, Your Honor. These are my sons.
Okay. So, Ms. Bell, how long have you lived next to the Currys?
I bought a condo next door to them about 3 years ago.
Okay. All right. So tell me what happened, because you are saying that these two young men were responsible for an injury.
Yes.
Okay.
They were playing in the rec room in our condo complex. Mm-hmm. It's a communal area.
Is there a special room for kids, or is it just one big rec room?
It's just one big rec room, and they're really not supposed to be unsupervised in there. Mm-hmm. I know the manager allows it, but they're really not supposed to be in there.
So the manager allows it?
Yes.
And how often do the boys go and play by themselves, Mr. Curry?
A couple times a week, at least, if they're not in school, if we're not at the park or elsewhere.
And you're okay with them being alone in the rec room?
Yes, they know how to behave, and they have an understanding with Sherry that when she comes in, she or anybody else for that matter, they announce themselves and they stop playing until it's safe to play again.
Okay, I see what you mean. So, and how far away is the rec room from your condo?
Maybe 50 feet from my unit.
Okay. So then what happened, Miss Bell?
Well, I walked into the rec room to get a book, and as soon as I walked in, I announced myself like I normally do, and I immediately was hit in the face with a hockey puck. It chipped my tooth. I spit out a part of my tooth, and there was just blood everywhere.
Okay.
It was the hockey puck? It was the older kid, Mikey.
Marcus.
Sorry. Yes, Marcus. So I went up to his apartment to let him know what was going on, and he was on the phone, kind of distracted, didn't really care, didn't seem to want to help me at all or be concerned that his children were, running loose around the apartment complex. So, I went home and I immediately went to the dentist to get it looked at because I was really concerned.
Was it your chip, the whole tooth was chipped or just on the bottom, like my husband's?
I actually have a picture right here.
Okay, let me see.
And
did you have prior trauma on the tooth or prior,
no,
it had not been chipped before?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
My whole side of my mouth had swollen up and I had to work the next day. So I went to the dentist and I had to make an appointment for later work.
Okay. Did you bring me any evidence of that, or
I have the bill.
Evidence?
The bill.
Okay. Go ahead. So, why don't you tell me your side of the story, Mr. Curry?
Yeah, the accident did happen. She came to see me. I was on the phone. I was ready, to get off the phone because she came in and out because she was, obviously a bit hysterical. And I was telling her to have a friend that's a dentist that can do the fixes for her, but she didn't want to hear it. She just wanted to leave, and then she left because I was just getting off the phone, and I asked her what happened, and she told me that Marcus or a puck came flying at her, and then I asked them what happened, and that's what they told me. But they told me though that they did not hear her when she came into the rec room. They had no idea that she was there.
And what kind of hockey puck, or do they have toy hockey pucks and toy hockey sticks?
It's a plastic hockey puck.
Did you bring it today?
No, we did not. Sorry.
Okay, so a plastic hockey, how much does it weigh?
Not, under a pound, like 0.5, 0.6 ounces. It's not that heavy.
Marcus, can you tell me, or Mikey, can you tell me what happened that day?
We were playing hockey that day, and then I didn't really hear Sherry when she announced herself. So we kept on playing because we had no idea she was coming in. I took a slap shot when she came in, and then it hit her in the mouth.
Your plastic hockey puck?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you see it hit her in the mouth?
Yes, I did, but I didn't know she was coming in.
Okay. Did you see, she said she immediately had blood in her mouth. Did you see that?
I saw some blood coming out of her mouth, and I was like, and I said sorry, and then I said, why is there blood coming down from your mouth? She spat out a piece of her tooth.
Okay, that's weird, huh? Because of plastic, it must have been a very freak accident. Are you a really strong hockey player?
Yes, I shoot very hard.
Really? Oh, okay. Mikey, is that true what your brother says? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming up on Justice for All.
It's a freak thing that a plastic, he must be a very good player, if a plastic puck hit her and chipped her tooth. It's a freak accident.
And later.
I grabbed his phone away from him, and I threw it against the wall to keep him from calling people. He ended up leaving, and I didn't see him again until the next morning. He came home, to the hotel room very drunk.
Watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Sherry Bell, who is suing Patrick Curry to cover her medical expenses.
All right, so now, Miss Bell, I understand that Mr. Curry offered to fix your tooth. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mr. Curry, you offered to fix your
Yes.
tooth by sending her to a dentist that you knew?
Yes.
Okay. And you refused that? Why?
It was just one of his friends, a random person. I don't know him.
Did you go check him out?
No, I went to my dentist that I've been using for about 10 years.
Okay, and did you tell Mr. Curry that you were going to your dentist?
I did, yes.
Okay, and I understand instead of just fixing the chip, you decided to get a brand new tooth.
I did, yes. I got a veneer. My dentist suggested that it'd be better. It lasted longer. Was able to match it to my other teeth, so it looked
Right.
natural.
Okay, and why not? Did you discuss this with Mr. Curry beforehand?
No.
Okay, because that's, $1,000 versus maybe about $350 is a huge difference.
Well, this is my mouth, ma'am. So
No, I understand. Believe me, I understand. It's a freak thing that a plastic, he must be a very good player, if a plastic puck hit her and chipped her tooth. It's a freak accident, but obviously I know that you had enough manners to say that you're willing to pay for that. That to me immediately showed that you were accepting liability, even though it was an accident on behalf of your children, and that's admirable. And I think you guys are not arguing that at all. What you're arguing is that she went way above what had to be done to fix her tooth. Some people would argue, well, it's her tooth, she could do whatever she wants. But when you're willing to pay and remedy the injury, that's what we have to look at. And I believe that that the defendant, Mr. Curry, is responsible for the damage of your tooth. But here's the thing, Miss Bell, I'm sorry. He should be responsible what a reasonable person would get done to get fixed for your tooth. And what would have been reasonable to do based on your, because, we asked for your dentist letter, we asked for the records, we asked for the bill, and that's why it said that he recommended two things, obviously. Either he bonded it and fixed it right away, which would have been perfectly fine, it would have lasted you years, or you went to the extreme to actually almost file down your tooth and replace it with a brand new tooth, which is a veneer. That to me is a bit excessive. So what I do think is fair is that the defendant do reimburse you what he would have charged you, which would have been $375, which is even a lot to do bonding of a tooth, but who am I to argue with your dentist? So I do feel that is fair, Mr. Curry, that you will have to reimburse the plaintiff $375, okay? Good luck. Boys, good luck. Nice meeting you. Thank you.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $375.
Sorry about what happened, but boys will be boys.
No hard feelings. Just keep a better eye on your kids.
Coming up.
I grabbed his phone away from him, and I threw it against the wall to keep him from calling people. He ended up leaving, and I didn't see him again until the next morning.
Closed captioning provided by This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.